In the golden age of Rome's twilight, when marble still gleamed but faith was fading, there ruled an emperor unlike any other, Cassian Aurelius, remembered in whispers as the emperor of the hoof and halo. Cassian inherited an empire crumbling from within. Famine stalked the countryside. Senators plotted in marble halls, and the gods, it seemed, had grown silent. To the people, he was a scholar, soft-spoken, brilliant, and utterly mad. But none could have foreseen the day he would walk into the Senate carrying a golden bridle instead of a scroll. The story begins with his horse Vindex, a massive black stallion born under a solar eclipse. Legends claimed the creature's eyes glowed like twin embers and that lightning struck the stable on the night of its birth. Cassian, deeply superstitious and obsessed with omens, believed Vindex carried the soul of a forgotten god. The emperor rode the horse into battle against barbarian raiders and returned undefeated. He attributed every victory, every storm that parted, to the will of the animal. Soon, his speeches to the Senate began to include phrases like, "Vindex approves, and the will of heaven neighs through him." Then, during the Feast of Mars, Cassian shocked the empire. Before thousands in the forum, he placed a crown of laurel and gold upon Vindex's head and proclaimed, "The gods have fallen silent, but heaven still speaks, not through man but through purity unspoiled by greed. Behold the voice of the sky." The people cheered, some in awe, others in fear. The Senate, humiliated, whispered of revolt. Temples were built to Vindex across the capital. Priests began to interpret the horse's whinnies as divine messages. When Vindex stamped twice, taxes were lowered. When he turned his head away, governors were dismissed. But as months passed, Cassian grew increasingly unstable. He stopped addressing his court directly, listening only to the voice of his divine companion. He even commissioned a marble altar in the Pantheon, not for Jupiter, but for Vindex, the god of breath and thunder. On the winter solstice, Cassian vanished from his palace. The guards found only hoofprints leading toward the Appian Way. Some claimed they saw a riderless horse, galloping under a storm, lightning flashing in its eyes. Years later, pilgrims reported hearing distant hoofbeats near old Roman ruins, echoing like thunder across forgotten temples. Whether madness or miracle, no one knows. But in the empire's fading memory, one truth remains. An emperor once crowned his horse not as a god, but as the last voice of heaven.